Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. In my hands is Transformers number 25. Now, this is a big issue, and that this is the beginning of Robert Kirkman's run as the writer for Transformers. As I said, Kirkman's writing it. Dan Mora takes over as art, though Jorge Corona's art kicks things off. We got Mike Spicer as colorist and Rus Wooton as the letter. Alright, so Daniel Warren Johnson's run is over after 24 issues, 2 years. A very impressive run. I think one of the best runs on Transformers in a very long time, and maybe ever. It was a really great take on them. So Robert Kirkman's here to take things in the next direction. Kirkman is not just the founder of Skybound, but also has been doing Void Rivals, which is part of the Energon universe and features a lot of the Transformer characters. So his taking over, I think, is intriguing because of that. So there's absolutely a style difference between Johnson and Kirkman of what they're doing. Johnson set up the battle, set up the conflict, and had all the characters come in, was really playing off of the scarcity of Energon, really playing off of just these, characters being worn down and beaten and broken in so many different ways. It was a very interesting style of Transformers, in that every so often there would be callbacks to the original Gen 1, but also, it really charted its own path. I mean, we got Optimus Prime getting his arm ripped off and putting on Megatron's blaster, holy shit, was that crazy. There's just, characters would die left and right, it was no problem just, picking people off. Kirkman's an interesting one in that it really definitely sets off a much different tone. The battle over Chicago is over. The Decepticons have kind of run off to do their thing. The Autobots have gone off and do their thing. And the two are very interesting, is that Kirkman has made sure to really focus on everyone and kind of I'd say plant a flag as to what their belief is, what their viewpoint is, and the direction they're going in. Optimus Prime has stuck around and has decided to help the humans and clean up Chicago and kind of try to make amends for all the damage caused. But that causes him to have allies. I mean, as there's a general that approaches, we're assuming it's a U.S. general. It's never quite totally established that this is a person that actually represents the U.S. government and part of the military. But as he says, usually the villains don't sit around to help, survivors and rebuild stuff and fix shit they broke. That's not really a villain thing. But that means Optimus has entrusted himself to them, and he goes off and finds some really interesting stuff. I could spoil it. I don't know if I want to spoil it, but let's just say the scarcity issue isn't necessarily a thing anymore as far as Energon and direction. New Autobots are introduced, and a new ally is introduced. New ally, I'm going to put that in quotes. That opens up a whole new property that's been teased in the past. Not going to kind of go and spoil this. It's part of the fun of this Transformers. It is much more of Optimus being I would say, the more positive philosopher, the benevolent general, the person that seems to actually care more than anything else. And it's interesting watching Kirkman write Optimus with this general, where the general is making a lot of observations of being do I have to worry about you stepping on people? Do you have to worry about this? Do I have to worry about this? Do I have to worry about this? And Optimus showing him that same care back, are you hearing me? I'm not going to step on people. Don't worry about this, this, and this. The other storylines is we got Megatron really laying a line down as to what his belief is, how he rules, what he's going for, and what his vision is. It's a dressing down of the Decepticons and leaves some things in some really interesting situations. And then finally we go to Cybertron, where Elita 1 is a little pissed at Cliffjumper for dumping in Metalhead or Shredhead, whatever the hell his name was, to go help Optimus. Elita 1 makes a statement that definitely shifts things when it comes to her, and kind of makes her a villain in a lot of ways. It's going to be some interesting stuff when Cybertron eventually maybe hooks back up with Earth to see Elita 1 and Optimus probably butt heads. Definitely butt heads. She is a very different character than we've seen before, and I think a bit more interesting because of that. I think in the previous IDW, I always got a vibe that she had a little villain undertone to her that was never explored a whole lot, or abandoned quickly. Here we might get that playing out a little bit longer. The art is really interesting. As I said, it opens up with Jorge Corona, and Corona's very distinct style, but it shifts when it shifts to the to Autobots. Well, one, you get the awesome stuff that we would see in the cartoons, where it would go and flip from one symbol to the other. But then Dan Mora takes over, and Dan Mora's art is very different. I kind of want to call it cleaner. I know it might sound weird, but it's a much more traditional style. I love Mora's style on this is because of the small details you see. We can see Optimus damage his arm, like the armor gone of it. To me, that's just a really, really great detail of it. You know, he really pulls off, I think, a really solid emotions as well, with how some of the bots react, and we get the action that we got during Johnson's run too. We get a little Optimus beating the shit out of Soundwave, which is pretty awesome. But there's small details that I really like about Dan Mora's art. The big one here is when he's transforming. Like, you can see the damage still there, and I think it's really, really cool of small details like that being carried over to the vehicle formation. It's just, it adds a lot to it. I don't want to put the spoilers in there, but the spoilers just are like, is the icing on the cake. It's really great stuff. It's really cool. I'm loving it. I'm really loving where the series is going, and I think we might get a new edition potentially to the Energon universe down the road. I'm hoping we get a new edition, but it actually explains what this property is a bit better and where their stuff came from. So really exciting, really intriguing stuff coming down the road, and I'm excited for this. This is going to be a whole new era of Transformers with a bit different tone and different direction. So if you've been reading the series up to this point, you're going to like it. If you haven't been reading the series, you can generally jump on at this point, but you should go back and read the 24 issues. Go get the trades when they are. I think the first 2 are out, or 3 are out, and maybe the 4th one should be out soon. Go get it. You won't be disappointed. So this is out in shops. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code and tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so you get a small percentage. By doing that, you'll support our site. Just watching our video support us as always, so thank you as well. If you are into comics, check us out every day at graphicpolicy.com. And of course, we're on Facebook, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading your comics until all are one. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.